What's up, Guardians? Mecha-san here, and it is finally done. After God knows how many tries, I have finally killed Oryx, the Taken King, in the King's Fall raid. Oh God, I feel a sense of accomplishment. Oh, it's like I finished this game, and wow, this game has been a magnet for me. It's such a strong pull that I have literally forsaken all my other games. I literally got a backlog on them. God. So yeah, so now that I've finished Destiny, I know there's still plenty of stuff to do, plenty of quests, but for now, I'm taking a break from this game. I'm thinking just taking a break, relaxing. There'll be more Let's Play videos on my other games, but to honor this moment and to feel, since it feels like I have finished this game entirely, even though there'll be more, I want to give my thoughts, a review of the Taken King, and as well as my thoughts on what should be on future expansions. Now, please keep in mind, this is my first review, so I apologize if many of the things I talk about are amateurish, my delivery, if I leave out anything at all. If you have any problems, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I will read it, and I will take note of it, and I will hopefully improve my future reviews. Okay, now let's start with the basics. The story of TTK. Now the story, it's actually straightforward, cookie cutter, simple, like top 5 story plot reasons. Now, back in the Dark Below, we killed Crota. Now, his father Oryx sensed his death, and so he's come to Earth with a massive army and wants to seek revenge. Pretty simple. That's a story. That's every story you've seen in movies, in cartoons, TV shows, books, manga, whatever. Now, what makes the story different is the execution. Oryx brings with him not only a hive army and a massive ass ship we just call the Dreadnought. He has the power to literally enslave the wills of the other species. We're talking Cabal, Fallen, Vex, even his own hive into these twisted, dark abominations called the Taken. Very fitting name. Simple, but fitting. And so, yeah, now he wants revenge on the Guardians. He comes to the Soul System to complete what Crota began. Alright then, that's the story. So, as a Guardian who killed Crota, our job is to kill him and save the system. Alright then, moving on to gameplay. Well, gameplay, not really different. Still the same, but they tweaked it definitely. And this is done clearly with the new guns, or rather the new foundries. I have tested both Hakate, Suros, and Omolong weaponry, and yes, there is indeed a change. The Hakate weapons, you can have a bit of a more meat sound. They got more recoil, while Suros seems more smooth and so forth. So yeah, they definitely improved on the gameplay aspect. One of the biggest additions they have is the inclusion of sword heavy weapons. Now, a lot of people complain that in the year 1, Destiny was, well, boring. It got boring and stuff, like it's just the same thing. And a lot of people always say that the mission where we use Crota's sword, that's probably like one of the highlights. Well, Bungie listened to these guys and gave us swords. Which, let's face it, it's very fun to use. It's a nice, welcome change of pace. We all love them. I love them. I can't wait to get the other 2 swords. And yeah, I mean, well, what more can I say? Okay, other than that, we got new abilities as well. Now, I've only played with my Warlock, so I haven't tried the Sunslinger not the Sunslinger, my bad. I haven't tried the Hunters or the Titans. I will have a separate video on my reaction to their powers later, in a future date. But oh wow, the new abilities for my Warlock, I just love. The Stormcaller. You literally become a Sith Lord, or rather, you become the envy of a Sith Lord. You can't shoot this much lightning, you damn dark bastards. So yeah, of course, new gear as well. The tower in the year 2 update got a massive update, which, as a story way, it's a story reason, I could think of it as like we were gaining our lost golden age tech. So as the more the darkness we fight off and push back, the more tech we regain from the lost age, and new stuff will be added to the tower. Clever way, clever reasoning, and hey, it fits the story, so I go with it. Okay, what else? The enemies, for the most part, enemies are the same. The only new additions are, of course, the Taken. And these guys, they are complete opposites. They're fierce. I mean, everything their counterparts are, they aren't. Like the Phoenix Cabal, they're like slow advancing, but their Taken version, like they rush up, you get up close, and their shield blast, annoying and effective. But the biggest threat to me was definitely the Scions. Those damn tortured Scions and the way they can split. That is so annoying. God. If I had any problems with them, it's that, well, there was some missing. I mean, I'm sure many of you guys have noticed this, but where were the fallen Shanks or Servitors? Now, I can understand those things being left out because technically they're not alive. Though, where were the taken Harpies? I assume that they have some organic components. And here's another thing. Going back to the Fallen, why didn't we see any taken dregs? That you had, nor did we see any Cabal Legionnaires, the standard troopers. That was weird. I mean, was Bungie cut for time? It was too much to fit in. Either way, it was more they could have added. So I'm hoping that in a later update, which I doubt, they'll put them in. Okay, and let's see, gameplay. Still in gameplay here. The Dreadnought, like I said, is a good addition, and the ability to start your own public events at will is very, very useful, especially now that they removed getting strange coins from the heroic strikes. Seriously, what was up with that? That pisses me off. Okay, the new missions. What else can I say? I'm trying to think here. I do not write these things, people. Oh yeah, the taken encounters happening at random. The taken bosses that appear, and they were very, very hard to do on your own. You could not do them solo, and I go solo most of the time. I'm a solo player. So yeah, I mean that's it I got. That's all I got for the gameplay. Now let's move to characters here. Well, it's no competition really. The character that gets the most screen time, the most development, the most anything in this expansion is Cade 6, voiced by Nathan Fillion. And boy, oh boy, he's funny. He's funny. He's witty. He's Nathan Fillion. How can you go wrong? He is brilliant. And the thing is, okay, he's kind of the only thing, really. Everyone else, it's like sadly pushed to the side. We don't see much of Zavala or Ikora other than that one cutscene, and where we learn a bit of how both sides think, like how Ikora views information first, which makes sense, she's a warlock, and Zavala wants defense. We gotta defend the city, which again makes sense. He's a Titan, and neither of them are wrong in what they need to do, or what they should, or what they want to do. Eris also gets some screen time, not as much as Cade, but she is the second most developed character in this entire expansion. We also see some time with Holiday, but it's very short-lived. And we get nothing from the speaker. You'd think with such a big event happening, they'd bring him in. He's kind of important as I check. Or at the very least, the city consensus. What's their opinion? What's the public opinion on the fact that the Hive God and King has come to the Soul System? Another missed opportunity they had here is we never see Cade 6's ghost. Never hear it talk. Which is too bad, because I'm imagining that ghost being voiced by the same voice actress who did Veronica Dare in Halo ODST. And for those of you who don't know, Nathan Fillion did another voice in Halo ODST, the voice of Gunnery Sergeant Buck. And he and Veronica, they had a small thing going on in the past, so this will be a very nice nod to that game. And another thing I also noticed, not until recently, is the fact that throughout each and every one of our cutscenes, our Guardian does not talk at all. It's like, what? Really? Why not? I mean, why? I mean, in year 1 cutscenes, he talked. He said, if you, yeah, technically it was like one or two lines here and there, but he still talked, he still had questions, and this was a good opportunity. But no, if anything, our ghost talks more than talks for us. And, you know, Nolan North, he's funny. He delivers some funny lines. I do wish sometimes we could switch to Peter Dinklage. Or at the very least, Bungie, if you're listening to this, take my advice. Have the option to be able to switch voice actors or voices on our ghosts. Like, I want to know what a female ghost would be like. I want like Tara Strong or I don't know, Scarlett Johansson to be a voice as a ghost. You've already established in the mission, the daily heroic mission Paradox, where, you know, if we venture off course after we killed the taken Hydra, Praetor's ghost was female. Our ghost specifically states that it's female. So I want the choice to be able to switch voice actors for my ghost. Like, and for every voice actor, they got different lines, different reactions and shit. That'd be a cool addition. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Let's see. What else can you say? Oh yeah, the score. I got nothing. I got nothing for the score really, because I get so laser focused in my battles that I only hear the sound of gunfire, enemies dying, grunting, sword clanging, my melee attack hitting the enemies and disintegrating them, electric shocks. I can't hear the background music. I completely tone it out, so sorry. Gotta have to move on. I can hear some of the music when it starts out, like when you approach the altar of Crota, it's like dun dun dun. But after that, after we get to the fight, it's like, yeah, okay, Crota, bang 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 bang. Ooh, ah, ee. That's all I hear. That's all I hear. Now, there's definitely more, but I have no idea what else to say. So I'll just give my opinions, my overall opinion here. The Taken King, welcome addition. A lot of people say it breathes life to the game, and while I think the game had plenty of life in it already, I do agree it gives it a shot of adrenaline. The Taken are incredibly disturbing, fierce enemy. Oryx was hard. The Dreadnought, great place to explore, great addition. And we got far more lore. We learned far more about not just the Hive. We learned about the Cabal. We learned about the Fallen a bit more. We learned even about the Vex. And now, so I have to give the score about. I'm gonna do double standards here. From a 5 scale, I give it a 4 out of 5, and from a 10 scale, I give it an 8.5. Well, yes, the story was cookie cutter, basic revenge, but the gameplay, the new missions, the lore, and the new enemies, they were great. But now that I've completed everything, meh. I'll probably do the King's Fall raid hard mode in the future, but for the most part, well, I hope they come up with new stuff soon. Hey, but now I'm going to move on to my expectations of what I expect the new stuff to be. Okay, well, what I want the next expansion to be, an actual expansion. What I mean by that is, okay, the Dreadnought, like I said, a welcome addition to the game. However, once you've seen pretty much of all of it, it's like, that's it. And don't get me wrong, I still got a lot of things to look for in the Dreadnought. Some chests still to open. I got calcified fragments to find, but when you look at the area you can go around with on the Dreadnought, it's like, really? That's it? This ship is huge. Let me explore the rest. In fact, open up the areas of the strike missions. Let me explore that area. It's like, yeah. Yeah, the Dreadnought is freaking huge, and we only get to see, like, what? Less than 1%, if that? I mean, show me the engine room. Show me the bridge. Show me the armory. Show me one of the God knows how many ungodly ritual chambers and shrines the Hive have on that ship. Show me the breeding chambers, for crying out loud. Show me something sick. Expand on it. And this also goes for the other levels. I am tired of the Cosmodrome, and I'm sure plenty of you people agree with me here. Show me more of Earth. I mean, I've seen concept art of old Chicago, I've mentioned old Accra, New Mumbai or something like that. Hell, I'm Puerto Rican. So show me what Puerto Rico's like. And I'm a big anime fanatic, so show me what Japan is like. Show me California. Is the Hollywood sign still there? I mean, yes, expand. Show us more. We want, and yeah, we see a bit more thanks to the new Crucible maps, like the European Dead Zone, but I literally want to explore that. Which leads to another addition here I'm going to put in. Why not put in Forge mode? You know, allow us to explore all those Crucible maps, and maybe some people or creative studio will decide to make a web series in the vein of a certain one involving two groups of red and blue characters. Just an idea. Just an idea. A damn good idea, but an idea. Okay, yeah, of course, expand the moon. Are there any cities on the moon still standing, or at least ruins? I mean, I know there's like a Sea of Tranquility and God knows how many other craters on the moon. Show us more of Venus. I mean, are there other cities besides the Ishtar Academy? Are there, what about North Pole, South Pole, whatever? Oh, hell, you mentioned, there was mention here that the Vex have control all the way down to the planet's core. I hope we can visit the core of Venus. Show us more of Mars. Give us more. Now, Saturn's open to us now, so why can't we go to one of Saturn's moons? For that matter, one at Jupiter itself, where the supposed Jovian and the Enzur is from. We want more stuff. Also, let's see, what to expect. Well, let's take a look at the characters. Let's take a look at the other races here and what they've all gone through. Okay, the Hive have lost their king and much of their royalty. Their forces on Earth has gotta be pushed back hard. Their capital ship is under our control now. They have got to be hurting. I just gotta wonder if there are any more royal family left that'll want revenge. Or do the smart thing and stay the hell away from Seoul. Meanwhile, the Cabal have taken heavy losses throughout all the regiments. Blind Legion, Sand Eaters, etc. Anywhere from 38%, 35% to 50% losses throughout each regiment. They have been hurt. So, will they push back, or rather, fall back? Yeah, fall back from many of the positions on Mars to strengthen their defense. And will we be able to see more of Mars this way? This is a good excuse. And then, of course, will the Cabal Empire send more reinforcements, since we know the Cabal sent a distress signal out back to the Empire. So, for all respect, the next expansion will be about the Cabal. I think. Highly likely. I don't know. Now, for the Vex, very difficult to say the Vex. With their ability to manipulate time and everything, it's hard to say how much of an effect the Taken have had on them. We did destroy the restorative mind, so at least they can bring back some of their heavy units, like the Nexus and all those other guys. Here's hoping. As for the Fallen, again, not much we know about the Fallen. We learned through the Grimoire card that the Fallen Kell of Devils died during the Battle of Twilight Gap, and yet it seems House of Devils is still very much active. So there's a new Kell. There has to be a new Kell, but who knows if he was probably taken, or a few Archon priests. We don't know. We don't know. All we know is that we prevented the wolves from establishing a base on Mars. So, there we go. Well, that's all I got for the expectations, people. I mean, I just want to see the post-war cleanup. The chaos has left everything. Of course, we got the... Oh, yeah, I forgot. How can I forget the Awoken? I'm an idiot. I forgot the Awoken. We know from the Awoken card Aftermath that, unfortunately, Prince Aldron survived and somehow crashed on Mars. Yeah, how the hell did he get from Saturn to Mars? We didn't see his ship warp. So, but if he's alive, that means the Queen can be alive still, too. And I like Mars Soul, and so here's hoping. Like, we gotta help the Woken recover all their losses, recover their dead and shit like that. Here's hoping that the Vanguard can further expand outside the city and establish new base of operations and recover more and more of their golden age. Here's hoping for just more. The horizon literally expanded. Well, that's it for my videos, people. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you have any problems, leave a comment below. Join me again for my next Let's Play video where I finally get to play Batman Arkham Knight. Yes, Destiny has prevented me from playing this game, but now I'm gonna finally see how this trilogy ends. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Until then, this is Mecha-san, logging out.